Hi guys, this is today is May 29th, 2020, and I've never given a tour of our garden before, so I thought I should. This is the 7th year we've been at the house, and the garden is about between 5 to 7 years old. We started the very front here right away because I had some plants that I was storing at my brother's house that I wanted to, oops, there's the garbage bin, that's glamorous. I wanted to have put into the ground right away, but then we've been developing the garden since, and it's actually the first thing that we put in. And we missed the tulips. I didn't think to do this, but I guess it's never a good time to do this because the flowers come in waves. And so if we had the tulips, then we would have missed the alliums, and so I guess now is a good time. But we have a clematis here, and it's blue, and it's got the nodding butterfly shape petals. They're so cute, and they've really taken over. But there are our birds. Hi, bird. And you come in through the front gate, and we have to the left of us shrubbery. All of these are going to be paniculata hydrangeas, all the way down to a hedge of Annabelle hydrangeas. And in front of me is a bed of perennials, mostly blue and white. That's the color scheme in the front here. And we have foxgloves coming in, but we did have primulas, Primula denticulata, those drumstick primroses. Right now it's the time of the flax, the woodland flax, and some more over here. We have a beautiful bed of Cimicifuga, astilbe, lots of foxgloves, the true perennials coming in. We have ferns here. We're going to have white irises, flag irises, Siberian. We're going to have the giant Asiatic lilies here, which I'm super proud of. Then we're going to have more ferns, more hostas, but we've had the trilliums come through, the Solomon seal come through. This is a variegated Solomon seal, and then the more common Solomon seals over here. We're going to have the Veronicastrum through here. This is Persicaria right here, so white plumes that are coming up. Over here, we're going to the other side, which is supposed to be another bed of white, but right now it's the time of the anemone, so they're just starting to go over. But right after the anemone will be the white phlox. We've had again the primroses over here. We will have a baptisia here. This will be a white bridal veil, I believe, oriental poppy. And over here is the other hedge, the mirror hedge of white hydrangeas, the Annabelle. Over here I've established another side of the nodding blue clematis over here. Then you have your alliums and paniculatas. The idea is to have a hedge of white flowering shrubs that flank the white picket fence. And it's coming along, considering that they were all done by cuttings from one mother plant. They're coming along. Here's a Korean lilac shrub that is supposed to mirror the other one over here that got eaten by deer. And then over here we have a bed. It's supposed to be harmonious with this bed over here. This bed here with perennials, woodland perennials, mostly Japanese fern, ornamental grasses, a lot of the perennial foxgloves coming in, foam flower or tiarella. It's the time of aquilegias or columbines. The Virginia bluebells have come and gone. Siberian. I've moved a couple of big leaf hostas over here to just fill in the space. But you know, again, the Simicifuga. We've had trilliums come through, beautiful white woodland plants, and the woodland iris is very low here, a sea of blue that came through. Here you have the Thalictrum or meadow rue that's going to be in bloom soon. And we have our brick path here that comes into this circular bed that I've planted with a feature plant of the Magnolia Ann, surrounded by woodland plant again, the woodland iris, maidenhair fern, grasses, the pulmonaria or lungwort. We've had a sea of a bed of blue scilla that have come through in early spring. And over here we have some more blues. The Astrantia, white Astrantia, that's going to be coming in. We've had these pinks over here. Actually, they were white trilliums that have gone over. And we have geums. They're orange, really buttery orange, but they don't belong in the blue and white theme. But I thought I'd try it and see how it goes, and it looks okay. Here we have the giant Asiatic lilies again. You will see come back when they bloom. They are spectacular. Last summer I put in this stone walkway here, and on the right here is just continuing the Pachysandra. Here I just put in, transplanted an aquilegia. These are pasque flowers or pulsatilla. That's going to line the walkway here. Geraniums here that drape over. Jacob's ladder here that's gone over. These will be yellow Asiatic lilies, very fragrant. But the ferns here are spectacular. You have the white, the yellow trilliums that are picked up by the other yellow flowers, like this lamium here, shrubby or bushy lamium, and then the chartreuse of the hosta. Really nice. Over here we have my path that goes to my strawberry patch, and I've added peppers. So it's again flanked by Annabelle hydrangea, which picks up these Annabelle hydrangeas in this hedge here, and this yew hedge here I've just put in last year when I put in the stone walkway that is supposed to flank the walkway into the strawberry patch. So here we go, back here, and here's our front door. We've had bowls of pansies every year. Just when I get really antsy, pick up my watering can, and we follow the path of Pachysandra, and we have the viburnum here surrounded by irises. These are bearded irises, and two rows of irises outside of my asparagus patch that are just about to go over now, but the big ones, the tall ones, are coming up. And we come upon my espalier apple trees with 4 varieties of apple trees. Here, espalier is so gorgeous, but it's really here to just line the path. And here is a flowering quince that blooms on old wood. It's beautiful single flower, orange flower that blooms in early spring. But the goal is to trim this into a real tight hedge that is the height of the support for the espalier. We have a Harrowson apple tree here that got a good pruning. And we have over here is a rock garden on a slope that's dominated by a huge peony, pink peony, a gift from our neighbor, and phlox flanked by a yew hedge that will slope down. And over here is my tiny little garden, of just, lamiums, Annabelle hydrangeas, which I really love to just screen the AC unit. And we'll go down. We have these tiers of phlox, and then Asiatic lilies, white and yellow, very fragrant, and then a huge bed of peonies that is a mix of white, the majority of them being Sativa maximus, and woodland planting in the front, and then woodland where there's shade. And I have an arbor of up and over rose on the right side. On the left side is clematis. Below that is a new dawn rose that I wish could look better, but it needs more sun. Here is a bunch of little bulbs that have gone over. Here we have alliums that are underplanted with flag irises that would be spectacular. And then another hedge of peonies. Above that is a little magnolia that I'm nursing. Pulsatillas have gone over, and we're going to have lots and lots of oriental poppies that are short-lived, but really spectacular when they do come in. So here they are. And alliums. And standard lilac trees. We'll enter, I guess we'll enter here. To the left is a apple tree, a baking apple tree that is underplanted with Carex pennsylvanica, which is just ornamental grass that softens this area. Masterwort or Astrantia, the shooting stars. We've had primroses in here. Perennial geraniums. We've had lots of spectacular bulbs over here. We've had the, we have the foam flowers or tiarellas here. We've had the snakehead fritillaria. We've had the Fritillaria meleagris. This is the Fritillaria imperialis, that really tall orange Fritillaria with a top knot. And here on the right side is my first veg bed. It's got dill and cilantro, onions coming up, banana pepper, lots and lots of pea shoots, pea plants that we plant for the shoots. And then I've had this whole hedge of alliums that's underplanted by lavender, English lavender. So, I mean, waves and waves of planting. Over here we've had bulbs of every kind, including the Fritillaria meleagris, imperialis. We've had the irises that have gone over, now alliums. We will have the foxgloves come in, sweet williams, and then I've planted, you can see a bunch of sunflowers, so the idea is mass plantings, and so we'll have a lot of sunflowers in the fall. Over there behind all these flowers is a hedge of yew that I've started 5 years ago. Hopefully we will be able to have a really nice dense 3-foot tall yew hedge that will be a nice green backdrop to all the flowers that will be hot color come July. Over here with Kniphophias and all the Cheyenne Spirit coneflowers or echinaceas. Over here continuing with the allium hedge and underplanted by lavender is my other vegetable bed with garlic, peppers, lettuce, onions, more of the pea shoots. You can see my standard rose tree is a knockout rose, a real deep magenta. And then all 4 of these corners have the cashmere rose. The tulips have gone over, but they were really early. Beautiful orange, red flecked tulips. Over here is my spiral bed with herbs and kale. And my standard apple trees or cordon apple trees, the red and yellow sentinels and forget-me-nots. And here's my espalier apple trees. Another espalier apple tree, standard rose, and my other veg bed with Hmong mustard greens surrounded by lavenders. And then catmint.